Hey folks, Dave back here. I'm jumping back on here tonight. I was supposed to get on earlier, didn't quite make it. Had to get all my work stuff done, and I actually did. What did I do? There was about 2 hours, two and a half hours worth of work today. I was making T-shirts, right? And I ended up talking to Mike Canestrari there, who was driving back from Indiana, from the Indiana Con event that he went to. Had an absolute blast, he said. So I was talking to him for the whole time I was making T-shirts. I had my headphones in, and I was chatting with him, gave him some company on the ride home, so to speak. So we had a good chat about what he saw out there and what we're hopefully going to do in 6 weeks or 5 weeks in Connecticut at our con, Digital Dice Con 25. It should be a fun time. So I never did get back to the baseball today. After doing the T-shirts and talking with him, I never get back to it. So hopefully we'll have some fun here tonight as Barbara comes by. Yeah, I just, like I said, I was going to play this afternoon, and it didn't quite work out. So, again, we'll play tonight. No big deal. Let's make sure that everything looks good here. Oh, how come I'm not seeing myself here? I got to make sure I got my, let me clear this out. The only way I can see my chat room here is if I go to my phone. And here we are. Okay. All right. I think we're good to go. All right. Let me get my chat over here so I can see all that. Maybe I'll put my chat over here so I can see my screen all the way. There we go. Okay. A little bit of shifting going on around here. Hopefully we're going to be pretty good. So let's go to the game. This should bring us up to the game if all goes well. And we are back in Memorial Stadium. This is Game 3. Sox and Baltimore teams have split the series so far. So we have Mike Cuellar. I think it's Cuellar, right? Someone will correct me on that. I'm pretty sure. I got Cuellar. Oh, no, I need one more thing here. I'm sorry about that. I'm not 100% set up. I need my hitting chart over here. So where is my chart? My charty chart. Where is my charty chart? Oh, here it is. Okay. And we'll go over here. And now I have all my cheat sheets set up. There we go. So now my cheat sheets are all set up. So William comes by. Brock comes by. Hello. And hopefully we'll have a good time here tonight. Hopefully a good time will be had by all, if you know what I mean. All righty. So it's going to be Mike Cuellar on the mound and for Boston El Tiante. So here we go. Again, the only wheelhouse here is on a 12, and he's got one tough here. So let's see how this goes. All righty, just making sure I got my cards looking good. And we're all set to go here for Memorial Stadium. So Rick Burleson's going to lead us off as we play some Payoff Pitch here. This is 1976, my brand new 1976 season. So we have a 9 over here. That's going to be an in-play 82, and that's going to be a ground ball down the shortstop. And that will be Belanger, one away. So Burleson's out. No issues at all. And so now we're going to have Freddie Lynn stepping up to the plate. Lynn's my man. Usually when I play like 79 or 80, Lynn's my man. 76, we'll see. So we have a 4. That's going to be an in-play 54 against the lefty. And that's going to be out of range too. So that's going to be a ground ball down to third base. And the old man, Brooks Robinson, coming up with that one. And so we have 2 up and 2 down. Dewey Evans. Dewey's hitting 333 in my sim in Game 3. So we have an 8. That's going to be a patient 70. Ooh, and that's going to be for Evans against the lefty. It's going to be a single because he likes to mingle. So Evans on with a 2-out single. His stealing is a 3. So let's see. And no, he's not going to steal. And, oh, cool, Brock just returned from Indy this afternoon. It was a great time. Yeah, I heard it was great. I got to talk to a few people up there. I got to talk to Marco and ST and Keith and Gary Brown and Dave Little. I think I talked with ST's wife, and Mike was passing the phone around Saturday afternoon, so it was kind of fun. Then there's probably a couple other people. I'm drawing a blank now, but I talked to a whole bunch of people like all in a row for about a minute, and it was fun. So Brock had a good time out there, so I'm glad you did. And should be fun. I was sitting there with you were sitting there with Marco Scola. Yeah, when I talked to Marco on the phone too. Yep. So it was fun to get everybody on the phone. All right. So Jimmy Rice comes up now as Evans will not steal, and Jimmy Rice hitting .250 this season. It's going to be fun to see the batting averages kind of accumulate here. That's going to be an in-play 55 against a lefty, and that will be a ground ball down to third base, and that will end the inning. So the Sox strand them again. They're good at stranding people, and so that's going to be no score at the end of a half inning. So Al Bunbury will come up here, and he'll be going up against LT Yante. All right, how the cards look, all right. Okay, you can see everything. I'm trying to leave a little bit of space here because I still need to have my keyboard in front of me to put in the stats. I forgot that when I play it this way, I need the keyboard. So we have an 11. It's going to be a defensive check. All right, so let's call out the defensive check, and it's going to be an error on the third baseman. So it's going to be hit down the third base, and with a 15, no matter what his error range, it's going to be an error. So Petrocelli cannot handle it. And it's going to be a one-base error. So they're going to start off with an E5. So we have one error. That will be on Petrocelli. And Bunbury's on. Now, his steal is a 6. His steal is a 6. He's a 5-9. And I'm pretty sure he's going to take off on Tiant with an 8. So what did I say? It was a 6 with an 8. And, yeah, he's going to steal. So here he goes. So Al Bunbury's going to take off on the first pitch or the second pitch. And so Fisk, arm is a 3, and we have a B. So a 3B. B3 is very good. All right, there he goes. Very good. And he is out. He is out on the very good. And Fisk nails him at second base with a caught stealing. And Pudge gives a little spit of the tobacco. And he spits it out on the ground as Bunbury is erased. All right. Alrighty. I'm kind of liking this little steal thing I got going on. So now we have Paul Blair at the plate. An 8. That's going to be a tough. You think you're tough. And, but he's going to get a single with the 48. Oh, he's going to fight it off. And he's going to single that into the opposite field. So that'll drop in the right field. And so we got a back-to-back base runners. Now, he's a 4 on the steal. So let's see how aggressive they want to be. Nope, not this time. So Blair says, I'm not going to go. I learned from the last guy that it's probably not a good idea to try to steal on Fisk. Kenny Singleton. Let's see. Kenny Singleton. Oh, there's a ballpark check and a 4. So I don't even need to look here, right? Because it's we'll see. He's a switch here, so it won't matter. A 4 is going to be a wheelhouse anyway. All right, so we have ballpark. Anything 1 to 50 is going to be a wheelhouse. So we got a wheelhouse check. Oh, boy. Against a right-handed pitcher, 1 to 28, it's gone. 1 to 68, we got a hit. Here we go. With 1 away, Singleton with an 82. And that's going to be a fly ball into center field. And we're not going to move on that. Yeah. Even in the wheelhouse, man on first is going nowhere. So hits it a ton, but Lynn will make the catch way back on the warning track. And Singleton came that close to putting the Orioles in the lead. So Blair marches back to first base, and it's Lee May. Mayday, 8. So you think you're tough. A tough 0-1. Strike him out, and that'll do it. So Louis Tiant strikes him out, and that's going to bring up the Sox in the top of the second. So no runs, 1 hit for each team. And here we are in the second. Carlton Fisk will come up here. And Fisk, that's going to be a patient 56. And against the lefty, that'll be a single. So Fisk is on with a single as he floats that one right up the middle. And now is he gonna? He's a 3 steal. All right, let's see what the Sox got anything cooking here. Nope, nothing crazy. So Fisk is on. Yastrzemski coming up, and we're not gonna let Yaz bunt. Yaz is not a bunt guy. He's too good of a bunt, too good of a hitter. All right, see if I can spread that out a little more aesthetic here. All right, Yaz, lefty on lefty right now. And that's a 9. That's going to be an in-play 83. This is ground ball down to second base, and this could be trouble. This could be trouble for the Sox. All right, so the double play is 8. And no, they'll get 1, but Yaz lumbers down to first base and will beat out the double play. So we have a G4-6 only. Fisk is out on the fielder's choice. So now we have D-Ron Johnson coming up here. Me and Chucka were just talking about him. 37-year-old DH. Oh, he's pretty good against lefties, though. Righties, not so much. So maybe that's why he's in the lineup, right? Here we go. And we have a 6. That's an in-play, but 97. Look at all these high numbers here. And that's a fly ball into left. Nobody going anywhere. So D-Ron Johnson will fly out. And that's going to be 2 away. And Rico Petrocelli. We have an 11. That's a ballpark 53. Now, Rico's a right-handed batter, so that's going to be wheelhouse. Oh, boy. All right, ballpark wheelhouse. Rico Petrocelli against a lefty, though. Oof. He can't hit the home run against a lefty, which I thought righty-lefty was good, not righty-righty. So he seems to be better against right-handed pitchers. Yeah, 250, 238 against righties and 150 against lefties. So I guess that's just how he hit. Okay. So wheelhouse, give me something low. Nope, 86 is going to be way too high. Ground ball to short, and that will end the inning. So another man left on. I'd like to see if they have the left on base. I don't think they do. That's another thing I got to write down. I'm writing down all my notes now for Mark. I just sent Mark an email tonight. So left on base. I'm going to keep my pen handy here so I can jot down any notes, right? All right, so it's going to be Tiant back on the mound here. And Bobby Grich coming up here for Baltimore. Again, this is Payoff Pitch, 1976. I'm going to try to play the Red Sox season out, and I'll play some of them online when I can. And we have a 5. That's an in-play 94, and that's going to be a fly ball out to left field to Rice. Rice in left. 1 away. Tony Muser, who I actually took out in the first game because he was playing so bad, at the plate anyway. We got another defensive check, so this is going to be hit down the third base to Petrocelli with a 60. All right, so let's check out Petrocelli. His error is a 4 at third base. So we have a 460, and he will make the play. That'll be an out. And let's just flip a card here. And that out is going to be a line drive. So line drive right at Petrocelli at third base. And we have another out here. Troy comes by just home from Mass. Yep, the West Coast is his favorite. Oh, from the West Coast. And my favorite game is being played on one of my favorite channels. Thank you so much, Troy. That is so nice of you to say. That is so nice of you to say. Yeah, I'm back in the Payoff Pitch with both feet. I mean, I had some issues with it earlier. I kind of gone over that story a handful of times, but this is my third go-around with Payoff Pitch, and it's going just tremendously well, and I'm very happy with it. And it's kind of taken over my desktop, if you will, you know. And Bleacher Bum, good to see you. Yeah, Payoff Pitch back here on the channel, huh? Again, I kind of gone around the world with Payoff Pitch a couple times, but it's back in big time. Big time it's back. I'm doing so many things with Payoff Pitch. It's so funny, you know. And we have an 8 on Tiant. That's a tough. You think you're tough in F7. So Rice will haul that in. He's been busy out there in left field as he takes care of 39-year-old Brooks Robinson. Isn't that the fun thing about going back and playing some of these games is seeing some of the players. And that'll end the inning, by the way. Seeing some of the old guys. I like seeing the guys that are old, like Gaylord Perry and Nolan Ryan, the guys that just like played forever. I enjoy that. Hank Aaron's in this season. I'm hoping to see him on the channel at some point. If not, we'll find a way. Denny Doyle's in this game for the Sox. All righty. So Denny Doyle, the lefty, against the lefty here. So Cuellar with the pitch. It's a wheelhouse. And against the lefty, Denny Doyle will single. So he's going to single this one. A sharp liner into left field as he goes the opposite way. And he's on base. So Denny Doyle's on base. Let's see if he wants to steal. No, he says. So Denny Doyle's on. And that's going to bring up the lead hitter, Rick Burleson. And he's a terrible bunter. I was going to bunt, but I don't like to bunt on a D. So Burleson up. Doyle on first. Nobody out. And Burleson, an 8 is going to be, oh boy, 8's a patient, 69 giggity. And oh, he just missed being hit by the pitch. And oh boy, down to second base. This could be trouble. This could be trouble. 6 or less for the double play. Yes, double play. So Burleson hits it down the Gritch. And that's a 4-6-3 double play. And that is that. And those two guys are erased as Cutter Historical. Playing some ASG golf. Good for him. That's a fun game. I have it on the computer, I think. Freddie Lynn with the bases empty. And that's going to be an in-play 30, and that'll be a single as he smacks that one into right field. So Freddie Lynn is on. He's a steal 3. So let's see if Lynn wants to go. Nope. So that's going to bring up Dewey Evans. Dewey's actually hitting 400 this season. Again, it's only game 3, but something to talk about. So Dwight Evans with Lynn on base. Cuellar the pitch. That's going to be a 460. So a 4 is in play, and a 60 is out of the range. So it's going to be a fly ball into right field. And he's out. And so we still got zeros up on the scoreboard as we head to the bottom of the third. And now we have L. Ron Hubbard coming up. He'll lead things off here against El Tiante. And an 11, another defensive check. We're using a lot of fast action cards here. It's going to be range of the first baseman, Yastrzemski. So Yastrzemski's range is going to be C. So we have a C56, and that's going to be an out. So Yastrzemski's going to make the play on a ground ball that he'll take himself. And again, I just go over here to the out on the infield, and it's a ground ball, fielder's choice. So his choice is the first base because there's nobody there, right? So that's how we'll do it here. Ollie comes by. Good to see you, Ollie. Haven't talked to you in a while, I don't think. I don't remember seeing you bouncing around here, but if you have, fantastic. And he says, just had Steve Carlton take a no-hitter into the ninth. Ooh, what year was that? We need to know the year. The pinch hitter walks. Oh, and the next batter singles to break it up. Andre Dawson hits a home run. Oh, man. How many times has that happened to us? You get 2 outs in the ninth, and you just can't cross the finish line, right? 1980 APA baseball. I have APA baseball. That's. I want to say that's awesome, but it also stinks at the same time, doesn't it? All righty. Oh, tonight's drink of choice. I found this at the bottom of the drawer. It's a pineapple lemonade seltzer. I guess that's not as good as pineapple pizza, but we'll take it. 1980 APA. That was my first season I got. Was 1980 APA, I think it was. Was it 78 or 80? I think it was 80. I think it was 80. All right, so we have Belanger coming up with one away. I'm playing 76 right now. So I have an in-play 39. That's just out of the range of in-play. So a 39 over here has popped it up to Yastrzemski. So Yastrzemski will make that easy play. And we have Bunbury now. Bunbury, 2 away for the Bunbury, the Bumble. A patient 26. And that'll be a walk. He gets the Pantera walk. Now, he tried to steal earlier in the game and was caught. Let's see if he wants to go this time. Nope. This time he says, nope, I'm not going to test Fisk. So Bunbury's just going to stay there at first base. And so you were playing what, the was it the Expos you were playing? So Phillies and Expos, is that what you were playing? Was Dawson on the Expos at that point? Okay, so Paul Blair, 2 outs, man at first, tie game. We have a 6. It's an in-play 41, and that's going to be a ground ball. And Yaz will take it himself and flip it to the pitcher. And he just gets to the base, I guess. So Yaz by himself. Yaz with all 3 outs in that inning. Let's go to the 4th. No score. All righty, so we have Jim Rice coming up. Here we go. We have a 9, so that's going to be in play 45, and that's going to come over here, and that's going to be hit to first base. So Lee May will take it all the way. All right. Carlton Fisk, 1 for 1 with a single. We have a 9. That's an in-play 62, and he's going to hit that into right field, fairly deep. Singleton, having plenty of room, will make the catch. And now Yastrzemski with 2 away, 0 for 1. That's going to be in play 5, and that'll be a single for Yaz as he hits a short blooper into right field. So Yaz is on. Now, does he want to steal just for kicks? Can he roll the 2? No. He's already got a stolen base this year. That's hilarious. All right, so Yaz is on, and it's Deron Johnson coming up. He does pretty well against lefties. Let's see if he can get it done here. Cuellar with a pitch. A 4, and in play 91 is ripped right into left field to Bunbury. And Bunbury will make the catch. That'll do it for the Sox. Still nothing here. Sox with 5 hits just can't do anything with it. And John comes by because I'm selling you on Payoff Pitch, you know. I play a bunch of baseball games, and I don't know. Right now. This is just hitting me in the right spot. I'm in the groove with this. It's happening. Again, I haven't run into any snags, and even if I did, I worked them out, and it's just fun. It just is. I like the fact that everybody's carded, and they're on their own team, so I don't got to go finding anybody. They're right there. I do like that. Dwayne comes by. Now, Dwayne's a big APA guy. I almost pulled out APA tonight, but I said, this is all set up. I'm going to play Game 3 of the series, and then I'll get back to some APA. I need to get back to the APA Master game, but I need to relearn that, Dwayne, because I haven't played it in so long that I just don't remember how to play it. I got to go back and relearn it, but I remember I enjoyed the heck out of it. All right, Singleton. Ooh, that's a patient 50, and that will be, is that a double? That is. So that's going to be a double for his trouble, as that's going to be driven down the line into right field. Evans will pull that up and send that into Doyle, but by that time, Singleton is on base. Now, I'm not going to, he's a 2. Yeah, I'm not going to steal. And so Lee May coming up here. He's a bunt of a B, but I don't like to have the cleanup hitters bunt, so we're going to let him swing. That's going to be a tough 25. Struck him out. All right, so Tiant gets 1 here, so there's 1 away. And this is the big batter right here, Bobby Grich with the go-ahead run on second base, you know. When I roll a few at-bats, it'll come back to, yeah, I kind of hope. All righty, so Bobby Grich, a 5. That's an in-play 60, and it's a fly ball into right field. All right, so fly ball in the right field. Runner at second base is Singleton, a 7. No. So he will hold. So it's going to be fly ball on the right. Evans out there says, you're not going anywhere. So Singleton will stay right where he is. And I'm pretty sure that that's what it says. Yeah, so man on second base in the right field, 7+ will make it, but everybody else, no. All right, so no one's going to tag there. I would imagine he might try, but I wonder if he could try. Maybe if he was a 6, I would try. It says not to. But Anyway, we'll go on. All right, so we got the second out. So let me go to Muser here. Let me change it up here. All right, Tony Muser. We're going to get a 10. That's an in play, but it's a 65, and that's going to be hit down to shortstop. And the Rooster will end this inning. So a double by Singleton, and he's left standing there wondering what's going on. So let's go to the top of the fifth. It's absolutely nothing to absolutely nothing. All righty. Trying to send that the best I can. I probably should get a mat with all the stuff laid out so I know where to put them, right? All right, so we have a ballpark 98. So that's going to be in play. So Petrocelli is going to hit this one in play, and an 89 is going to be a nice, easy out for the shortstop, Mark Belanger. So Petrocelli is gone one away. Kind of a boring game compared to the other two, isn't it? We had some really good games here in 1 and 2. We have a 10. That's going to be an in-play 25, and Doyle will get a single as he will lift this one into right field. And, well, he's a 3 steal. Let's check it out. Denny Doyle. Nope. I need a 3 or less. I didn't get it. All right, so Burleson comes up with 1 away. Burleson 0 for 2. Burleson is due. Here we go. No, I don't have the stripe. I had the striper on the other day, Marlon. I got the Cincinnati Stingers on today. Same colors. But I've been wearing the Stingers today. AP comes by. Hi, AP. Yeah, I had the striper on last night, I think. Yep. All right, so we have Rick Burleson, 1 away. Rick Burleson, an 11. That's a ballpark 52. And that's a single 2 bases, right? Because, no, I'm sorry. Oh, back it up. Ballpark 52 is wheelhouse. Yes, okay, it is wheelhouse. So Burleson, because he's the right hand, is wheelhouse. All right, so ballpark wheelhouse. I had to back it up. Got a little excited, but I found out. Okay, here we go. Pitchers duels make for great games. Yeah, sometimes. All right, Burleson, 1-22 or 1-28, and the Sox are in the lead. And, it's not even a hit. That's going to be a hit into left field. And on the F7, yeah, we're not going to go anywhere. I would have given him the base on the wheelhouse, but yeah. So Burleson hits it deep. Bumby back will make the catch. I was selling somebody. Who was that? I was selling somebody on Bicentennial Baseball, Parallel League. Yeah, there's some fun names in this season. I'm playing mostly Red Sox, but I know at some point I'll have to pull out some National League games and just kind of play them off the cuff as I do. I would like to see how they do this season with Payoff Pitch in 76. I know Juckett says it's the worst of all the Red Sox teams, but I want to see how they play. Again, I like to do different things. And it gives me a chance to see some different guys because I usually play 77 to 82. So 76 is fun for me. AP's playing some fast inning baseball. I played that. That's kind of fun. So we have a patient 12, and that's a walk. So a 2-out walk for Freddie Lynn, and that's going to bring up Dwight Evans, the 3-hitter. Dewey, 1 for 2, hitting .364 this season. Cuellar with 2 on and 2 out. A 5 is a patient 46, and he draws a walk, and the bases are loaded. So this is the biggest threat of the game. There's 2 outs, and here it is, Jim Rice. It's feast or famine. It's either grand slams or double plays. Can Dewey get a home run for the 3rd game in a row? I'm not sure. He's having a good time though, right, Evans? If I click on Evans, right? Yeah, so he's got 2 home runs this season. Yep, exactly right. Yep. And I like how this game does that. You can call up anybody and click on them and see what's going on with them. And he made a homebrew draft league with 74 and 78. Nice. Sounds like fun. Anytime you create something, it's fun. All right. Bases are loaded. Doyle, Lynn, and Evans looking at Rice saying, bring me home. Bring me home. Here it is. 6 in play. 89. And that's going to be, 6-4-3 double play. Well, it's just going to be a 6. So Rice can't get it out of the infield. And we remain scoreless as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Dun, dun, dun. And Alan says the Red Sox put up 18 on the Cardinals in Sunday Night Baseball. Interesting. We were out to dinner tonight, and the TV behind me had the Bruins on. My wife's like, "Oh, I think the Bruins are winning." It was like 2-0. It's like, well, they're playing Buffalo, and Buffalo's the worst team in the league. I get home, Bruins lost 6-3. I think they lost 6-3. They were winning 2-0. That's the Bruins for you. All right, so Louis Tiant coming up here in the bottom of the 5th. Let's see what Louis can do as he faces Brooks Robinson. I should say Brooks Robinson faces Louis Tiant, right? 6 hits for the Sox, 2 for Baltimore. They leave the bases loaded in the 5th. Not good. All right, Brooks Robinson, 0 for 1 today. We have a 9. That's a tough. You think you're tough. 35. Strikeout. Strike him out. So Brooks Robinson strikes out. So Tiant still throwing some smoke here. All right. Elrod Hendricks hitting 400 in the series. And 400 on the season, early in the season, I might add. All right. Tiant, a 6. That's it. Oh, we got a rare play. All right. Let's pull them out here. Let's check the rare plays. So we have a 6, which is an in-play, rare play, bases empty. In play, rare play, base is empty. Base is empty in play. Oh, where's the first part of that? Base is empty, patient. I bet it's over there in the back of that. All right, so base is empty in play. All right, hang on one second here. One of these has rare plays on the back of it. One of these things is not like the other. I cannot find it. I cannot find that. Base is empty. In play, I got 37 to 44. But I don't have base is empty in play. Base is empty, patient. There it is. Base is empty in play. All right. So let's see what the rare play is going to be with 1 out and Hendricks here at the plate. It's a 90. So a 90 says, batter hits a pop-up at the short center field. The center fielder and the infielder collide. Batter safe at first with a single. Check both fielders for an injury. All righty, so it's going to be the second baseman. So Lynn and Doyle collide. Batter safe with a single. So Hendricks is on with a rare play single. And now we check for injuries, which I haven't done. I suppose I could check for an injury. All right, so injury chart over here. So let's roll the dice. We'll check Lynn first. All righty. So we need to see what Lynn is for injury. Freddie Lynn is normal. All right, so Freddie Lynn, normal. And it said check both for injury, right? Check both fielders for injury. So we have a 64 normal and injured for the remainder of the game +1. So I'm going to say just the remainder of the game. So Freddie Lynn is out. Is Denny Doyle out? 0-1 for Doyle. And he is normal and he's okay. So Freddie Lynn is injured, and it said a game, but I'm not going to take him out of the game for that long. So Freddie Lynn will come out. We'll play injuries. Why not, right? Why not? So who's going to come in do I have anybody in center field? So Hendricks is on. Let's go to the defense. And on the bench, have anybody can play center field? Yeah, Rick Miller. All righty, Rick Miller will come in, and Rick Miller will play in the 2 spot. So Rick Miller will come in for Freddie Lynn. Yeah. So there he is. There's Rick Miller in for Freddie Lynn. He's in like Flynn for Freddie Lynn. So Freddie Lynn's out, and Rick Miller will come in. And that's kind of a bummer because Freddie Lynn's one of my favorite players. But, well, he crashed into the second baseman. So Denny Doyle ran into him, and, yeah, he is in trouble. So, rare plays are fun but poorly organized. It all depends. I think that was all right. A collision. I'll take that collision in an error. Not that I want Lynn hurt, but I'll be all right with that. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. All right, so let's see if Hendricks is going to go. Steal 2. Nah, he's not going to go. So Belanger comes up with 1 away. All righty. So we have a 10. That's going to be in play. 83 is not going to be good. It's going to be G6. Uh-oh. Hit down to the rooster. Looking to turn 2. DP of 6. No, they'll get 1. So it's going to be a G6-4. And Belanger will hustle down to first and beat the throw. And so we have 2 outs now, and it's Bunbury. We have a 6 here for Bunbury, which is going to be in play. And a 73 is going to be out of range, and a 73 will be a fly ball. And guess who? Rick Miller, he just get in the game, will make that catch, and Bunbury is gone. So we have a collision and an injury, so the Red Sox are down a man as we go to the top of the 6th. And he's got a fatigue of 6, but he hasn't given up 3 runs, so he's going to be A-OK as Carlton Fisk comes up. And I had to manually put in Bob Montgomery. I was talking to Mike all the way home. For 2.5 hours we talked today, and I was asking him about how come they don't have a backup catcher. And then Jacka was trying to figure it out, too. So I did send Mark an email and say, hey, what's up with one catcher, just takes a while to find the right play chart. Yeah, well, the thing is with these rare plays is that it's organized by runners on base and where the pitch came from. Is it patient, in play, defense, wheelhouse? So each one has its own set of rare plays for bases empty and men on base. So that's why there's so many different things here. Carlton Fisk, we have an 8. That's going to be a patient 87. All right, and that's going to be way out of range. A lot of high rolls in this game, and the high roller says ground ball to shortstop. So Fisk is out. And I watched Ovechkin, saw the highlight of Ovechkin beat the record today. Good for him. It's kind of good to see hockey back in the news. So we have a 9, and that's an in-play 88. Holy cow, look at all the 80s I'm rolling. That's a ground ball to second base. Not going to get any runs when you're rolling 70s, 80s, and 90s. That's just not anything. All righty, so D-Ron Johnson, 0 for 2. He's the DH. He's 0 for 2. 2 fly balls to left field. This will be his last at-bat if he screws up here. A 7, a tough 46, and he strikes out, and that'll be it for him. So mental note, D-Ron Johnson is out of here as DH. All righty. So let's go to the bottom of the 6. We could be here all night. It is absolutely nothing to absolutely nothing. And Bob comes by. Thanks for coming Bob, for some Sunday night baseball. Yeah, I played some Saturday night baseball, Sunday morning baseball. I'm really liking this payoff pitch, and this is my new season, 76, so I'm trying to get some use out of it. And, yeah, it's fun. I usually don't go back to back with games like this, but it's just kind of working out today. So thanks for coming by. And so what do we have here? Blair. is coming up to the plate against Tiant. Now, Tiant is fatigued in the 8th, but he hasn't given up any runs either, so he's fine. So we have a 6. That's going to be in play. There's that 8 again, and that's going to be a ground ball down to Burleson. 1 away. So a lot of nothing here. Cuellar and Tiant having themselves a duel here. And D-Ron must have been a senior citizen. Well, let's see. Is it the same guy? 37. He's 37 years old. So he won't be coming back up to the plate. When you're a DH and you're 0 for 3, it's time to find somebody else. I don't care what year it is. All right, Singleton coming up against Tiant now. 1 away. We have a 7. That's a patient 53, and that's going to be a double as he smacks this one. Now, where did he hit this one here? He's going to hit this one. Oh, ground ball down the line into right field, and that will be a double. So Singleton on. He goes to second with 1 away, and Lee May comes up, and they got a couple of chances to get home the go-ahead run. All right. Tiant to May. A 10. That's in play, but it's an 84. So this is a ground ball to short. So Singleton is a 5 runner. So on my chart, on a ground ball to short with a runner on second, he holds on an in play. So on an in play, he's not a 7. He doesn't advance. So G6, R2, hold. And so Singleton has to stop at second. And Bobby Grich is the last hope here in the 6th. We have an 8. That's a tough 17. Strike him out. And Grich goes down. That's 4 strikeouts for Tiant. And he gets out of the jam with a double. So we're going to go to the top of the 7th. It is still nothing here in Baltimore. As Mike comes by. Mike, hope things are going better for you. As we play some 76 baseball. This is right up your alley, that's for sure. Sox in Baltimore, still early in the season. So Petrocelli, that's going to be an in-play 96. Are you kidding me? Fly ball into left field. Jeez, a lot of 80s and 90s rolling today. Not so much the low stuff. We need the low stuff to get some base runners here. 10 hits combined in this game, as it's going to be Denny Doyle. Denny Doyle, 7. That's a tough 35. Struck him out. So Cuellar picks his 2nd strikeout of the day. And Rick Burleson will come up with 2 away. We have a 5. That's a patient 34, and he'll get the walk. So Burleson draws the walk. Is he going to steal? No. Ooh, almost, but no, he's not going to steal. So Rick Miller coming up. Again, he went into center field for Fisk, who's injured on the play. And I suppose if I wanted to play accurate enough, I would have Lynn sit in the next game because he was hurt, right? So maybe that's something I can look to do, or maybe I can not. Because I'm trying to do as played, but at the same time, you know, once you hit the table, it's all fixed. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll probably not have him hurt because I want to see how they do with the as-played lineup. So taking out today, I'll just take him out today. All right, so Cuellar now a 2 away, and Burleson on base to Rick Miller at 10. Here's that 8 again. In play, 83. That's going to be a fly ball to center field to end the inning. So a lot of nothing going on here. As we go to the bottom of the 7th now, no score. This is boring. Boring. And Rico was the most famous graduate from your high school in Brooklyn. Fantastic. That's kind of cool. I like that. That's nice. So we have a 9. It's going to be a tough. You think you're tough. And, a 36. So Muse's going to fight this off, and he's going to single this one right up the middle. And he is on base. And he's not going to steal with a 2. We're going to just kind of say no. So there is that. Brooks Robinson. Now, what does the computer manager say? Are they going to say anything here? Hold the runner at first. He says steal second. All right, well, no, we're not going to steal with Muser. So Robinson now a 9. That's another tough. And that's a single. 51. So, again, because it's tough, it's just going to be the 1. So, first and second, absolutely nobody out. And it's L. Ron Hubbard coming up. He's a bunter of F. I would bunt, but he's a bunter of F. So, here it is. So, that was a 5, by the way. So, we're going to get that back to a 5. So, we have a 6. It's an in-play 56. And that's going to be a G6. So, I did learn something today that if this is a 5, they try to get the double play at third. But it's not a 5, so they're going to try to get the double play. So we have a double play of 5. Yes, they will get the double play. So it's going to be G643 double play. So they'll turn the 2. Muser will go to third. And so the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. And I still keep forgetting to check for wild pitches. But he doesn't have any, and he's got 2. So I got to remember to check for wild pitches. That's the last thing I got to do. 2 outs. Belanger, bottom of the 7th. Score a game. That's an in-play 46, but that's going to be lined right at the second baseman. And Doyle will grab it, and we go to the 8th. A lot of zeros up on this scoreboard. All right. So it's going to be Dwight Evans now. Dwight Evans. A 7. That's going to be a tough 36, and he struck him out. 3 strikeouts for Cuellar now. Jim Rice, 0 for 3 today. That's going to be a 9. That's going to be an in-play 42. Just missed it again. Down to first base. Nice play by May. And he'll take it away. So, Carlton Fisk will be our last batter of the inning, most likely, because we can't do nothing. And that's going to be in play 34. And, yep, that's going to be an out as well. And that's going to be a pop-up first base. And that is that. So, and Alan says, I've played hundreds of games of Payoff Pitch, and I have never remembered to check for the wild pitch. I know, right? That's kind of funny. And it's right here on the card, too. It's right there. I mean, you can't miss it. But it's out of sight, out of mind, I guess. Something you don't think to check for. I've written it down. I've had notes, and I still nothing. All righty, Al Bunbury, 0 for 2 with a walk today against Tion here in the bottom of the 8th. That's going to be an 8. It's going to be a tough 94. Fly ball into right. Evans. Bunbury's down. Way too many pitchers in the 80s and 90s in this game. Paul Blair. That's going to be, a patient 15, and that will be a walk. So let's see if he wants to steal. He's got a 4 on the steal. Nope. So he's not going to steal. So they're holding him on, and it's Ken Singleton. Kenny, 2 for 3 with a double and a double. Tion to Singleton. That's going to be a 10. That's going to be an in-play 40. No. Popped it up. Petrocelli at third will make the catch. And Blair has to go back to first. So it is 2 away now for Lee May. May 0 for 3. He may go 0 for 4. And 8. That's a tough. 7. That's a single. May drops a single into right field. That's only one base, though. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 2 bases. Yes. Oh, hang on. I got to redo that. Let me undo that because it's 2 outs. It's automatic. Automatic 2 bases. So, runners at the corners in the 8th. Bobby Grich, the chance to be the hero against Tion. There's the pitch. 6 is in play. 62. Ooh, that's a fly ball in the right field. Evans will come in and catch it, and he'll just run into the dugout. Whoo. We go to the 9th. Now, Cuellar, yeah, he is long past his fatigue here. So I think I'm going to bring in some. He's got a shutout going. I hate to take out anybody with a shutout. He's got 6 hits. I'm going to leave him in. I know that the game says to take him out because he's red, but I'm going to leave him in because he's doing well for me. All right, so Todd says, I had to write it on the score sheet and highlight in orange. I know. Everybody forget. This is just the one thing about this game that you just forget. You get caught up in everything else and you don't think that, oh, the 31 or 30, let me check that. They're going to keep Cuellar in. All righty. It's 0-0, him and Tiant in a duel. They're going to leave him in. Here we go. A 7. That's a tough 87. Ground ball to second. Gritch. 1 away. D-Ron Johnson. Well, let's see what we're going to do. Let's see. So he does okay against lefties. That's the thing. So who's on the bench? All right. Who's on the bench? So Dillard, oh, he does really well against lefties. So Steve Dillard's coming in, yeah. So dilly-dilly-do. Humdilly, Dillard coming in. And he's going to pinch hit against Cuellar. So with 1 out, Dillard comes off the bench to take up the spot for the ailing D-Ron Johnson. And we have a 7. That's a tough 30. Ooh, he's going to single. Dillard will pick up the single because he likes to mingle. Oh, hang on a sec here. And he will single. So Dillard is on. How about that? A pinch hit single. Does he want to steal? He does want to steal. Oh, my gosh. He's all jazzed. Somebody settle him down here. So we have a 4 and a 5, and on a 1, he's going. 4 and a 5, he's going. He is taking off. So he's going to take his steal of C and go up against the arm of 5. So a 5C is excellent. Excellent. Here he goes. Dillard, excellent, is safe. So Dillard singles and steals the base. Oh, boy. Does he want to try to steal third? Does he want to try to steal third? No. You got to check. You got to keep it honest. Rico Petrocelli now against Cuellar. So, the go-ahead run at second, 1 away. Petrocelli. In play, 78, though. And that's a fly ball to center field. Now, and running a 5 is going nowhere. So, he's going to hold, and now there's 2 away, and all that excitement that we built up kind of just falls away, you know. Dillard always killed lefties. Yeah, his car was pretty good. It was past D-Ron's bedtime, by the way. All right, Denny Doyle with Dillard on second. Can Denny Doyle be the man? Top of the 9th, 2 outs. We have a 4. That's an in-play 55, and that's going to be a ground ball to third, and that will end all the excitement. So, Cuellar does his best. He goes 9 scoreless innings, and he's going to put it in the hands of Tony Muser. So here we are, folks. It's absolutely nothing to absolutely nothing here in Baltimore. We've had 15 hits in 1 error, and to the best of my knowledge, we haven't scored anybody tonight. So Tiant still on the mound. He's going to try to go his 9. So we have a 6. That's going to be an in-play 30, and, ooh, it's out of the range. Oh, there's the 30, but he's got no wild pitch. Caught that. Caught it. So we can mark that down. So he doesn't have a wild pitch. And I don't think it would be anyway, right? Because it's got to be someone on base. Let me just double check. I was wondering that. So if it's... So the wild pitch is on page 10. Just want to make sure. Okay, if it's in range and there is at least one runner on base. Okay, so if there's no runner on base, it wouldn't happen anyway. So a 6 is an in-play 30. And that's going to be a pop-up to first base. So 1 away. Muser's out. This game is crazy. It's very different than the other games. We went back and forth with a lead, and this time there's been no lead. Brooks Robinson, a defensive check, and he will hit this into right field. So this is Evans in right field. Let's check his range, which should be pretty good. It's a B, and it's a B11 on the range, and that's going to drop in for a hit. Oh, no. Evans can't get there. And that's a single. So Brooks Robinson is on with a single because he likes to mingle. Oh, boy. So what do we want to do with Brooks Robinson? He's a runner of a 6, though, so let's not count him out. He's not going to steal, but he's a 6 runner. All righty. And, yeah, Beal's game has moved to the cooking channel as we finish this one up here. Man, we could be going all night. All righty. Elrod Hendricks here. 1 for 3. We're going to let him hit. We're going to let him hit. Tiant, a 9. Ooh, that's a tough 86. Ground ball to second base. 5 or less, and we go to the next inning. And we're going to go to the next inning. So G463, double play, and we're going into the 10th. We're here in extras. I was kind of hoping for a nice early night here tonight. Ain't going to happen. We're going to let Cuellar and Tiant go one more inning, and then we'll take them out. All right, because this is the 70s. So they've thrown a lot of pitches, but they haven't allowed any runs, so they're technically not fatigued according to Payoff Pitch, and I'm going to kind of follow that along. Even though he usually only goes 6 and we're in 10, again, one more inning. One more inning each unless they get racked up. All right, Burleson will lead this off. You would bring in Tippy Martinez. You want to start going relief pitchers already? All right, we're going to do this. Let's see. Do they want to bring in the relief pitcher? Maybe. No. Okay, so we went with a decider die, and they said, no, Cuellar's our man. Him and Tiant are mano a mano right now. So that's what we're going to do. All righty. And a 7. That's a tough 54, and ground ball down to third base. So Burleson is out. 1 away. Rick Miller, who's in for the injured Fred Lynn. Cuellar to Miller. That's an in-play 20, and that's a single. So Miller bloops us in the right field, and he is on. He's a 4 stealer. He's a stealer. Nope, he ain't going anywhere. So he's on base, 1 away. And it's going to be Dwight Evans. Can Dwight find the magic here against the left-handed Cuellar? Here we go. Time to warm up Willoughby. I'm going to let them both go one more inning unless they get into some kind of a jam. All righty. So we have a 4. That's an in-play 13, and that's a single. In-play 13 is a single. And runner on first advances 1 base. So that's a single, just a single. All right, so now we'll go ahead and bring in the reliever. So 2 on, 1 away. Cuellar's done his job. And let's see what the computer says to do. They want to bring in Wayne Garland. So Cuellar will come out. And here's Wayne. They said Wayne Garland, so I'm going to go with the pitcher. You want to go Tippy Martinez. They said Garland. Let's take a look here. Let's go to the pen. And so they have Garland, and they have no Martinez in this game. So I don't know why they don't have Tippy Martinez in Game 3, but they don't have Tippy Martinez in Game 3. So Wayne Garland it is. And I don't have a photo for Grimley Ross. Okay, so I'll have to figure that out. So I don't know. I don't know what happened to Tippy. I got to ask Mark about the subs in this game, because I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that stuff there. I'm trying to kind of play it right along the line here, so I'm not bringing in anybody weird. But all right, so Wayne Garland it is. He might have been a Yankee. So who'd you say? He started on the disabled list. Yeah, I can look that up. So Tippy Martinez. Do I even have him on the team here? There's Ross Grimsley. I don't have his picture. Dennis Martinez. There's Tippy Martinez. Oh, June 22nd. So that's why he comes in on June 22nd. All righty, so here we go. So Wayne Garland will come in. And it's Jim Rice. How many times he had the bases loaded and couldn't get it done? So let's see if Jim Rice can get this done. 2 on here in the 10th. 1 away. Double play depth. And we got a 2. That's a defensive check. So this is hit to second base. The range of the second baseman with a 26. Well, let's see. Unless he's an A, he's going to make the play. So Gritch, his range is a C. So a C, 26. Oh, wait, that said range, second base. Range is a C with a 26, and that's going to be a hit. Ooh, Rice comes through with a hit to second base on the defensive check. And it's going to be one base. It's sharp line. It drops into left field, and the bases are loaded. He couldn't get him home. If there was 2 outs, he would have scored. But Miller will have to stop at third base, and the bases are loaded for Carlton Fisk. Oh, man, I really would like to try for the plate there, but on that single, no, it said it was hit right at the right fielder. So, a left fielder, rather. Bases are loaded again here in the 10th for the Sox. Wayne Garland trying to get out of this one. Double play depth. We're going double play. Okay. This is going to be double play. Yeah, he's going to double play 10, so 6 or less would be a double play. So here we go. Playing for the double play. Rick Miller on third base. And his speed is 4. Do I have anybody that could run for Rick Miller? That could play outfield. Bernie Carbo, maybe. Let me check. Griffin can't. Carbo's the only guy. And Carbo's a run 8, but he's only a left fielder. So, could Rick Miller... Well, if I take him out, then he's, yeah. He's not rated for center field, but I'm playing the double play. Hi, Robert, coming by. And Alan says, in first and third, second base, a double play depth with the corners in. Do I want to have Carbo go in case there's a hit to the outfield with run 8? I think so. And then I'll just figure it out with Carbo in center field. He's not rated for center field, but I think I'm going to do that. All right, so Rick Miller is coming out. And Bernie Carbo's going in with his run of 8. All right. That's what I'm going to do, for better or for worse. And Bernie Carbo's going to come in and run. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Alrighty. And let me see. As far as bringing runners in, I think you bring them all in, actually. So it's either fielders in, base running rules. Well, let's see now. I'm going to look at my running here. So Infielder corners in, so I think it's like all infielders in. So I'm playing double. I'm playing double play. All right, I'm gonna play double play. Is what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I might have to move some guys around, but again, for the purpose of this game here, I mean, I think he played center field in '75. I think. All right, but anyway, he's going to run. It might not even matter, but we're going to find out. So Carlton Fisk comes up, one away, bases loaded. Carbo, the go-ahead run at third. We got a 9, and that's a tough 92. Uh-oh, here it is. Fly ball in the left field, and, well, let's check the tough over here. It is tough. And a 7+ scores. So I'm going to say because he's an 8, he will score. So that'll get the run home. That's what I'm going to do. Sometimes I don't allow tough to score, but with an 8, I'm going to allow him to score. And so F7B. So Fisk gets it done. Carbo will score. We'll sort it out later. And the Sox have taken a 1-0 lead here in the 10th. So I'm going to allow that. Because he's an 8. Anybody else I would have held. So Cabo scores. This brings up Yaz with runners on first and second. And we have a ballpark check to this is Wheelhouse. Yaz with a Wheelhouse check against the righty. 1-87 scores another run. 82, and that's a single because he likes to mingle, and it's 2 bases, and there's another run for the Sox. So Wayne Garland comes in for Cuellar and gives up a pair of runs. And so now, is he fatigued now? So when the long fatigue comes in, right, and he gives up how many runs now? 2 runs. Long relief after 3 innings of 3 runs. So he's a long reliever, so he's only given up 2. So he's not fatigued yet, All right, so here is Steve Dillard. Dilly-dilly-do time. So he's going to get a 7. That's going to be a patient 79, and that's going to be a fly ball into center field to end this crazy 10th inning. But the Sox come back, so now we need a center fielder. So anybody here, center fielder? Dwight Evans can go into center field. So let's go to the defense. But what about Rice? Rice is a left fielder. Yastrzemski is a left fielder. So oh boy. Carbo can't play center field, huh? I'm in a jam. What do I do? What do I do? What do I diddly-dilly-do here? So Miller's out of the game. So Bob Montgomery, no. Griffin, no. Yeah, we're going to... Well, he's not qualified for right field either. So I'm going to put him in the center. And I guess I'm just going to have to give him the worst rating, right? As far as range. His arm is probably fine, but his range will be the I'll knock it down 1. So I'll make him a D. Instead of a C, he'll be a D. So he'll be a D in center field if I'm checking range. All righty. I thought about putting Cabral in right and then Evans in center field, but I'm going to keep Evans in right. So that's how we're going to do it here. All righty. Give up the DH, put Rice in right field and Evans in center field. No, I don't want to do that. I don't even know how to do that. I've done that before and I've screwed it all up. We'll just go with what we got. So Carbo will go in the center field, and that's how we'll play it here. We'll do the best we can with this. All right, so Tiant in the bottom of the 10th. Again, short leash. Anybody on base, he's coming out. I got to be fair with that. All right. Sox with a 2-0 lead here. Belanger, an 8. That's a tough 27. Struck him out. So Tiant striking out Belanger. 1 away in the 10th. Bunbury. 12. Uh-oh, ballpark. Check it. That's a home run. Oh, I'm sorry. It's a wheelhouse, though. Oh, boy. This is trouble. So I keep forgetting that. Ballpark, wheelhouse. Bunbury gets a hold of this one. Bunbury, 41. And that's a single. Oh, boy. So he gets a single. So Bunbury's on with a single. There's no sense really stealing here, even though he's a B, because we need 2 runs. If I needed 1, I would, but no, we're not gonna. So Blair comes up 1 away, and he is the tying run. So we're gonna let Tiant pitch to this guy. That's a 10. That's an in-play 54, and this is a fly ball into right field. 2 away. Can Tiant get the complete game or not? Singleton stands between him and the game. Now, he does really well against right-handed pitchers. I'm gonna bring in someone else. So who's my someone else I can bring in? What does the game say? The game says Reggie Cleveland. Okay, so come over here. My choices are Cleveland, Pohl, Willoughby, and House. Cleveland's a righty. Do I have any lefties? I don't think so. Oh, House is a lefty. All right, I'm going to bring in House. All right, I'm going to bring in House. Because I want a lefty. Well, it's about the same. And who's coming up after this? Oh, boy. Lee May does a good job. No, I think I'm going to go with the righty here. Dick Pohl. How does Dick Pohl look here? So he's a righty. Couple of toughs, couple of in plays. Boy, Singleton's just such a good hitter, right? So there's Pohl. There's Willoughby. Now, Willoughby doesn't have a wheelhouse, but his toughs are in tough spots. A lot of in plays. Yeah, I'm looking at Willoughby here. I'm going to go Willoughby. So we're going to bring in Willoughby. Jim Willoughby is going to be our man. All righty. So, 2 outs. And Singleton up. And the Sox lead 2-0. So can Willoughby get 1 out? Can he get the 1 out? And we have a 4. That's an in-play 4. And that's a double. And that'll get a run home because there's 2 outs. How about that, right? I start rolling low now. So Singleton doubles. And that gets the man home with 2 outs. So Willoughby cannot get the out. Yeah, good choice. Yeah, I don't think so. So Lee May can tie the game. A single here, and Lee May ties the game. So we have a 7. That's an in-play 44. No, it's going to be a ground ball to Yaz, and he'll get out of it. And the Sox, by the skin of their teeth, will slip away with a 2-1 win here. As I get my notification. So that is that. What a game that was. 2-0 Sox. 11 hits for each team. So that'll make the game official. Yes, it will. All righty. So let's fast play the rest of today. Okay. And let's check the box score here. I still don't see what is any left on base. Newspaper box score. Oh, here's the left on base. So you got to wait till so 11 left on base for Boston, and 9 left on base for Baltimore. Okay, so that's why I like to look at the left on base, but I guess you got to wait till the end of the game. Scoring plays. All righty. Deep fly ball to left. Bunbury makes the catch. Carbo tags, and he is safe. And then Yaz. Let me see. Down the first base line. And scoring from second is Evans. Okay, so that is that. 2-0. So that is that. The season overview. Again, we're still very early in this one. That was fun. Had them all the way. I didn't have them all the way. But that's the standings. So the Sox 2-1. The Dodgers 2-0 over here. Cardinals off to a fast start, 3-0, as are the Mets. We got any Mets fans in here? The poor Cubs, Marco Scolo's Cubs, 0-3 to start the season. What can you do? So that is that. So let me get back to Studio B, if you will. And let's check all, and just we'll back this up. And we'll come back to Studio B, and here we are, Studio B. So there it was. So we played 3 games here in 1976, all against the Baltimore Orioles, and we come out 2-1 with that crazy game there. Again, I could be making some mistakes in this game, but you know it's been super fun, and that's all that matters to me. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's all just kind of part of the fun. So that is that. I want to Alan's a lifelong Mets fan. Oh, bummer, they're not doing too well here in my replay. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight and tomorrow, and if you ever tuned in over here over the weekend. And let's see how this week goes. We're supposed to record tomorrow. We were supposed to record today. Juckett couldn't do it today, so hopefully a new Digital to Dice tomorrow as we get back on track with that. I should have some other videos coming up. I got some stuff for channel members and Patreons coming up here that we're going to be posting very shortly this week as we get back to a normal schedule. So I'm kind of happy about that. So yeah, thanks for coming by, and we'll talk to you all later. I'm Dave. Bye-bye.